Come join Lois and I for a Caribbean cruise aboard the Sovereign of the Seas, Royal Caribbean Line's newest vessel and the world's largest ship ever built specifically for pleasure cruising. This is a 7-day cruise with 3 ports of call and 3 days at sea. It departed from the port of Miami on Saturday, May 27th at 5:30 p.m. and arrived back in Miami at approximately 7 a.m. June 3rd. The itinerary was as follows. We departed Miami on Saturday and were at sea Sunday, with the first stop at Labadee, which is Royal Caribbean's own private port on the island of Haiti. The next day we stopped at San Juan, Puerto Rico, and then headed for St. Thomas, which is a part of the U.S. Virgin Islands. On the return journey, we were at sea 2 days, Thursday and Friday, enjoying shipboard life before reaching Miami. This is the cruise ship that will be our home for the next 7 days. It is tied up at the dock at the port of Miami, which is the home base for 9 cruise lines. As you can see, there are a number of cruise ships which depart Saturday for the Caribbean, Bahamas, etc. They are the furthest 2 down there from the Carnival lines. Then there's the Caribean one, the Norway, Sun Viking, and our ship, which is named the Sovereign of the Seas. Let's go on aboard now. This is the main deck entrance level. It's the purser's desk. It's located in the centrum. This is the centrum. It's a 5-deck high atrium with glass elevators, reflective ceilings, and curved glass and brass stairways connecting the centrium's many levels and provides access to most of the ship's 20 public rooms. It's the hub of the Sovereign Seas and certainly gives you a feeling that you're in an ultra-modern hotel rather than a ship at sea. Most cabins are forward of the centrium. Most public rooms are aft. This orientation frankly makes the Sovereign of the Seas, despite her tremendous size, an easy ship to find your way around. Now, we'd like to show you the sun deck. We'll go up there for some pre-bon voyage activities. Go to the promenade deck. This is Carnival's holiday cruise ship, which on that day was the first cruise ship to leave the Miami port. As you can see, we're all assembled at our respective lifeboat stations for a pre-departure drill. This airplane is pulling a banner which says Bon Voyage Monroe, which turned out to be a group from the shock absorber company. Here's a view of downtown Miami skyline and the bridge to Dodge Island, which is the location of the Miami port, which handles nearly 3 million cruise passengers each year. Now it's our turn to depart Miami. Here's what it looked like as we sailed out the channel to the open sea. This is the causeway to the island of Miami Beach, which is a separate entity from the city of Miami. Here's another view of the Miami Beach area. And this is Miami Beach. Lots of Art Deco in the town area and large towering hotels on the beachfront. One famous hotel is, of course, the Fontainebleau with its 1-acre ocean swimming pool. As you've seen, many pleasure boats played around our ship. However, one high-speed powerboat cut right across our bow, which really irritated the crew, as you can see in this conversation with Lois.
We cannot stop that.
The officer that Lois was talking to was, in fact, one of the 2 doctors, medical doctors aboard the ship. Here's one last look at Miami as we make our way to the open sea. Well, as you can see, it's that time for the pilot ship to pick up the pilot who assisted our captains navigating our ship out of the port. He's now on his way back to Miami, and we're on our own. So let's explore the ship. This is the library, also located on the promenade deck. It's a quiet spot to go, and as you can see, it's paneled in light-toned woods, furnished with leather-upholstered chairs, couches, and to further impart privacy, it's divided into 3 sections. It houses an outstanding, in number and variety, collection of books, shelved by category and checked out by computer. Now down to deck 2, where there are 2 movie theaters, each seating 146 people. They had late movies, such as Working Girl and Twins. Now on to our cabin in deck 2. Who's going to take care of us.
Oh, yes, I'm the guy. I'm the main man.
You're the main man.
Oh,
you make it run.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
You are second student, right?
Yes.
Second student?
Of the room that we have. And you can see Lois there, and Armando is going to take care of us, as he said. Armando, she's corrected me, and that is correct. And as you can see, this is the room, complete with TV, and has a nice little bath to the bathroom, complete with a flush toilet. How about that? And you can see over here is a shower. This is a view out of our room's porthole on the way to Lebedee. Here we are, anchored in a secluded cove off the northwestern coast of the island of Haiti. The boat you see will be taking us ashore in a few minutes. This island was thought to have been discovered by Christopher Columbus back in 1492, shortly before his flagship fell victim to the ravages of the Caribbean reefs. Levity was purchased a few years back by the Royal Caribbean Lines, and they spent considerable money in restoring and developing it so that you can swim, snorkel, and take lunch and enjoy a cocktail. Here's Lois looking over the beach line area, and it's really pretty, so let's go ashore. On the way to the gangplank that takes you off the ship, we stopped and looked at the map that shows the route of our sailing. It shows exactly where we are. It's really quite an interesting display. The blinking light shows you your present position. The other lights show you how far you've come and how far you have left to go. I think you'll see on this one that the blinking light is at Haiti, and it shows Levity. So here we are now, getting on our boat that'll take us on over there. So let's go. While we're looking at this magnificent ship, let me give you some of the statistics. It cost $185 million to build. It has 74,000 gross registered tons, more than either the Queen Elizabeth II or the Norway, which are the next largest passenger vessels sailing today. It entered service in January of last year. Its length is 880 feet. Its beam is 106 feet. Its draft is 25 feet. Has a speed of 16 knot cruising, although we were doing up to 18. Its passenger capacity is 2282 double occupancy, or a total of 2690 total occupancy. The crew size is 750. The nationality of the crew is the officers are Norwegian. The hotel and cruise staff is international. Just a fantastic ship. This is Columbus Cove Beach, one of the largest beaches in Labadee. It's right adjacent to the landing pier. Has nice powder white sand, and it's a good swimming beach, and one that they have a lot of vehicles you can ride. This is a caterpillar. There were lots of them eating the trees there. Now this is over at Nellie's Beach, which is the next in line. It's a good one for snorkeling. It's right next to Nellie's place, a spot where visiting sailors used to relax. Frankly, it was a legend has it that Nellie was an English woman who arrived at the time of the Buccaneers and set up a trading post and tavern for visiting sailing ships in their cruise. You can see here some of the ruins. Next to Nellie's Beach is Bell Tower Point, where at one time a mighty bell pealed a welcome to all vessels seeking safe anchorage. This is, again, Nellie's Beach. There were a lot of first-time snorkelers and some experienced ones. And when you think of everybody here was off the ship, 2,000 people. Here's a hideaway that Lois and I found. It was just great for relaxing. Now on to looking at the other parts of the island. This is Dragon Rock and Dragon Tail Beach. A beautiful beach and a great place to fly kites, which some of the kids there were doing. This is the Dragon Rock Cafe and bar. Good place to have a drink. And this showed what you use for money here. You didn't use any U.S. dollars. You bought doubloons from the ship at $1, and they were only good for drinks. The cafes here that are set up provided all the food from the ship, and the only thing you ever needed anything for was for a drink. $3 for an alcoholic beverage and $1 for Cokes. was really kind of neat, just using these old gold coins. And if you didn't use them all, you'd turn them back on the ship. This then is some of the beaches on the opposite side of the island. They weren't as good for swimming, and they were posted that way. That's looking back at the Dragon Rock area. Very tranquil area. The water, by the way, was very warm. This was a map of the area, which was posted over by another cafe. This is the shopping area, which was one that had all the locals came in and brought their wares, art, dolls, etc. And you could really barter here if you wanted some of this native
Be enjoying Labradee. Nothing like this kind of life.
Here's where Lois got me doing my best work. This is Cafe Labradee, where we had our lunch. Had all kinds of goodies. Remember, this was all brought in by the ship. And of course, it was time to go. We were now heading back to our ship. And our next stop from here would be San Juan, although we would have a night of eating and dancing and fun. Here's the sunset that night, another view of it looking out of our cabin porthole, and notice how fast the water is moving. We're somewhere around 20 knots on our way to San Juan, Puerto Rico. So we'll see you there. Here we are coming into San Juan. You'll notice a few spots there on that glass. It was raining there. The day was not so good. This is the Caribeean, which was a ship that Betty and Len had the fun of sailing in the Caribbean, and we're anxious to find out more about that trip. The captain, of course, making final arrangements for docking. The bow of the ship goes right into Old San Juan. This is the Windjammer Cafe, which is an informal dining room which caters to breakfast and lunch buffet and afternoon snacks. You'll like to eat in the dining room if you have the chance. On to the atrium. Now on to the main dining rooms. There are two of them on adjacent decks. Each of them seats 650. This is ours, called the Kismet dining room. This now is the map that shows us where we are, blinking for San Juan, and we're going ashore and take a tour. See you on the tour.
Is $135,000 close to the Atlantic Ocean.
Well, we weren't impressed at all with the tour. It was difficult to even understand our tour guide. The city itself had a lot of burned out cars, lots of security fences everywhere, very dirty city, not the place that we had expected to be. This was a very serene looking point off of a bridge near the downtown area. In the Old Town area, we did tour this Fort El Morro, which is 140 feet above the sea. It was constructed in 1539, and while it was in active use, there was attacks from both the British and the Dutch invaders. Here's the museum, and a number of different artifacts, a couple of spooky tunnels, and a display showing a model of their soldiers defending off the invaders. This then is the grounds. There's massive sandstone, a view looking towards the old city. These walls were very thick, somewhere around 20 feet at the base to 12 feet at the top. There's a cannon, and as you can see, it's still raining. There's a calendar of events. Now, from here, we did a little shopping in the town and then headed back to ship. This, of course, is on the ship, and now we're headed for St. Thomas. And as you can see, most people have already gone ashore. This is the Norway, which was anchored out in the bay. Here you can see all of the tour buses awaiting to take us tourists on our way for a sightseeing tour. Again, looking at the weather there at St. Thomas, you can see the forecast is for cloudy and showers. Well, we'll not let the weather dampen our enthusiasm, so let's go ashore. Our first stop is at the Coral World, which is on the northeast shore of St. Thomas. It's an underwater observation tower. And this is the view looking out the windows. There are windows 360 degrees around the observation tower. And one nice thing is that the fish are free, and there's no nets that restrict them. In fact, you can see the flow of the ocean in the coral. Then there's what they call a reef tank, and this is the reef tank. It's a second level of the tower, and there's sharks, barracudas, stingrays, etc., and moray eagles. Now we're over at the Marine Gardens Aquarium, and this is a whole series of saltwater tanks which has a number of different tropical, coral reef fish. It's really a very, very interesting series of tanks. There's fish there that certainly I've never seen before in my life. There's some moray eels. Ugly looking things, aren't they? These are tigerfish. Now back to our tour around the island. Here's our guide.
Now, Megan's Beach was given to the government by a guy named Fairchilds. Fairchilds gave the beach to the government for the people. You pay 50 cents to get on the beach. All day you can spend spend 50 cents to get on the beach all day. Now we have a snack bar down there. We have a two bar houses, about 4 or 5 sheds. You can shelter, you can barbecue under those sheds. When rain comes,
The beach the guide is pointing out, Megan's Beach, was named by National Geographic as one of the 10 most beautiful in the world. This is the tower at Bluebeard's Castle, built some 200 years ago. The tower, according to legend, was built by the pirate for his one true love. The castle is now a resort hotel with 100 rooms atop a garden landscaped hillside with a spectacular view overlooking the historic port city, which years ago was a pirate's refuge and stronghold. It's now a mecca for shopping, and we enjoyed ourselves doing that. Lois ended up with a nice ring, and here we are finishing our shopping and on our way back to the ship. It is now time to depart St. Thomas, our last port of call, and set sail for Miami, which will take 2 days. Here's the captain and first officer navigating out of the harbor. As you can see, they've had a lot of help from the passengers hanging over the rail.
Next thing you're going to do, take care of the I have a blank piece hanging.
And now a message from the captain.
According to Puerto Rico, where we were yesterday, that part, that building from the wall. And again, I hope you all have enjoyed our stay in St. Thomas, and wish all of you have enjoyed.
This is the Viking Crown Lounge, 14 decks up, 150 feet above sea level, and a beautiful view. This is the Casino Royale. It offers blackjack, roulette, and has 160 slot machines. Accommodate 300 people. Now we're on our way into the shopping area, where there are some very exquisite boutiques. It has about everything that anybody wished to buy. Has very fancy jewelry, as you can see here in this particular store. Each boutique has a distinctive front, and surrounding the shops is a sidewalk French cafe, a good stopping place for espresso or if you didn't get enough calories, some ice cream specialties. There are 8 stores featuring a full range of shopping, from souvenirs to mink coats. This, by the way, is the beauty salon. And this, of course, is the furrier. which specializes in mink coats and what every little kid wants and needs, and that is a mink teddy bear. Their motto is Think Mink. This was a very exquisite china and crystal store featuring Yardro, and their prices were excellent. And in fact, Lois purchased one of these little girls with part of the winnings that she got from bingo. And here is the central atrium, and now I think it's time to go to dinner. So let's go down to the dining room. Here we are at the dining room.
Yes, lovely night. You're gonna have an excellent dinner tonight.
Wonderful.
All right.
Hi guys.
Hi.
And the husband is a little bit upset tonight. But you know guys what you're gonna get tonight? Something special, huh?
Something
From
good.
the lady.
That's what you
Oh,
think.
you want a lobster folks?
Yes,
The eagle is alive.
yes. My favorite.
The one who makes us happy every evening. What do you say this evening?
How y'all doing?
Oh, we all doing good.
No, you should say damn good.
Damn good.
Good, try this. Stasera?
Another lovely dinner.
Yes, and another lovely dinner. Look at this.
I'm glad you're my passenger this week. I wish you have a best cruise.
Oh, thank you.
Probably over here.
This was the Caribbean night, and it featured lobster, and the waiters danced around the floor, as you can see, with flaming desserts. After that, we went up here to the Music Man Lounge for the passenger masquerade party.
On board Sovereign of the Seas this week, 11-month-old Sherry, who's from Florida, and she's a clown, carried out by her mom. Turn her around there so everybody can see her. Look at these little rosy cheeks. Isn't she adorable? Adorable. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd like to introduce you to two of our very famous and very hardworking youth counselors. They're in charge of the entire kid and teen program on board Sovereign of the Seas. Let me start out with our little lady over here, all the way from Colorado, is Miss Jana. Yeah, come on, take a bow. Don't be shy. And over here we have Miss Teresa. Here she comes. Teresa Basting, ladies and gentlemen, our second youth counselor. Well, I think in all our books tonight, we're going to make every little kid and teen over here a winner. So tonight they're going to receive the Gold Medal of Merit in their masquerade festivities tonight. Plus, we've got a little certificate signed by our captain, Captain Erickson, that we're going to hand out to each and every one of them. We didn't have too many on board this week, huh? Did you get to meet a lot of nice people this week? Meet friends? How many of you want to come back and see us again real soon? Raise your hand. Yeah! Super job. What do you think, folks? Aren't they adorable? Yeah. Morning where the kids will meet the counselors up in the Kids Center, located up there on deck number 11. And then from there they have their walkathon onto their little tournament out on the sports deck. Splash party on Friday night, which is like a big sail-away party for them, a chance for them to say goodbye. They'll receive little autograph books, so if they stop you and say, could you sign my autograph book? You'll know why. It's one of their little souvenirs that they get from the counselors. Give them a nice round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, as they leave the floor in costume to come on down to the floor before, we want to start off the masquerade ball with a dance. So all of you in costume, come on down. Don't be shy. We want to see what you got. Let's check out these costumes, folks. Come on down. Ladies and gentlemen, clear the aisles for me in the back so we can let the people come down. Come on down. Don't be shy.
As they come through, turn up this.
Off they go, ladies and gentlemen, as they make their way around the outer perimeter of the room. What a motley crew, that's all I can say. All right, judges, take your pick now. Remember, you're judging an artistic, humorous. You got a category for masks, and don't forget that group category. I see a few of them tonight. Take a good look now. Here they go as they now make their way across the port side. I think we're losing them there, Monica. The clown is falling behind. Here they come. You can applaud for them. Keep that little beat going. That helps them get down the way here. What we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to introduce each costume one-on-one. Judges, here's your last chance to get a good look at them. This way you get to see exactly what we got on board tonight. You're not going to believe this stuff. We're going to start right here. With the baby, ladies and gentlemen. Check out the Pampers. Is this your son, ma'am? This is her son. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a blue
Judge's
Do me a
corner.
favor, just do one complete circle around the floor and then go back to your seat for me so everybody can see your costume. Next we have Bozo the Clown. Look at the feet. Unbelievable. Here come the three little harem ladies here. We've got three of them as they make their way across the floor. Oh, 4, 5. My goodness, they're multiplying. What do we have here? What is this called? I'm sorry. Oh, pound puppies. The Wild Kingdom. Come on out here. Let's see what you look like. Yeah, all right. The pound puppies, folks. You can adopt one. Next we have Colgate Plus, the toothbrush with its massive matching tube of toothpaste. I can't even get it out. The old dentures are stuck. Okay. Direct from California. Once again, I told you they heard it through that good old grapevine. They got Princess. Was that close? Yeah, sounded good, huh? Here we have Scarlett O'Hara and Rhett Butler. Direct from Gone with the Wind. Beautiful costumes. What a beautiful look. Hello, how are you? The Nun and the Devil. I'm not going to tackle that one. Yeah. Here you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Tammy Faye and Jimmy Baker. Direct from the PTL Club. Taking a quick collection. Go ahead, do it. Let's check out those legs. Check out these legs, folks. Here we go. Quick Charleston. Woo, not bad, not bad. Here we have the nun, the priest, Father Patrick Murphy, he told me. Here we have a can-can dancer. Oh my goodness. We've got another set of flappers. Come on out here, girls. Don't be shy. No, don't look at me. Look at them. They're your audience. Here we have a little bar waitress. Ooh. Followed by a samurai warrior. Next we've got a couple of doctors. Oh, witch surgeons. That's your instrument? Oh God, folks, stay healthy. Would be safer that way. We've got a Minnie Mouse. We've also got a pirate over here. Here they come. Cave people. Very barbaric, I would say. Complete with boned hairdos. Nice legs, sir. Next we have a couple still whack it out. Oh, God. Ooh, nice mask. So your feathered mask. Show the audience there. Beautiful job. followed by his first mate. Oh, the captain's mistress. Oh boy. Oh, I'm confused. Here we have, we have a little Al Capone here. And his roaring 20 lady. Go out there, do your thing. You're the show. Yeah. Give them all a round of applause. Bring them down, John. Ladies and gentlemen, your very hardworking bar waiters. Let's hear it for them. Come on. Keep that applause going. They're not going to come out here if you don't keep that applause going. We appreciate clearing those aisles. Here they come. Leader of the pack here, your very hardworking head bar waiter, Michael. Handsomely coming there in his white jacket. Yeah. We're going to introduce them to you one by one as we go down the line. Some of them you might know already and are good friends. We've got Charles from the pool bar, Papa from the pool bar. We've got Fitzroy from the scooter bar. Not to mention Curtis from the casino bar. We've got Steve from the pool bar. And we've got Brown from the Viking Crown bar. Representing the Music Man is Cuddy Rings. Roger from the Viking Crown. Full jar of cherries on his head. Go easy on them, Julian. Get those cameras and video cameras ready, folks. Your friends back home are not going to believe this show. Warm it up, Julian. Warm it up. Yeah. Watch those cherries, Julian. We'll have cherries jubilee here on the floor. Yeah. Woo! Hello, can he go, folks? Hello, can he go? Hello, can he go? He's down there. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Julian. Rolling right across the floor. Keep your hands going, folks. Keep that beat going. That's what keeps them warming up here. Don't die out on them. Yeah. The bar waiter. Leg exercise? No? As he's helping out the court side there, give him a look. Do your magic. Yeah, he's under the first one. Oh, say a little prayer there. Could be dangerous. He's under the second one. One more to go. One more to go. Yes, he did it, ladies and gentlemen. Julian with the cherries. And now, ladies and gentlemen, get those hands together. Warm it up for our last contestant. You know who he is. Sugar Belly. He's ready now. He's ready to go. Hike up those legs, Sugar. Yeah! He made it through the first one. Oh, he's got one more there. Yes, he made it through the second one. Oh, be careful, Sugar. Oh, no. He did it, ladies and gentlemen. Sugar Bird flapping her way down the aisle. Yeah. At second place. You stay right here with me, sweetheart. You stay right here with me. We're going to go on the toothpaste, and Joe just made it down. We're going to back out here so you can take a nice group shot at this session of people here. Oh, yeah, you masquerade tonight. Did you have a good time? That's what it's all about. Let me let you know what's going on. Tonight, beginning at 11:30 in just a few minutes, down in the Follies Lounge, the Follies dancers will perform a whole new show for you known as Follies Rodation.
We're now up on the sun deck to watch the horse racing.
Here
horses in the history of horse racing, but we are in fact missing one. Number moves up, Bailey Ritchie. Number 6 moves up. What's the matter you? And number 5 moving up one space now. Danny Boy, number 4. Master riding up, down towards the finishing line with a single move. And number 6, what's the matter you? Let's go with anybody's racer at the wire now. It's number 4 moving up one space. Master riding up at the finishing line is number 3. Moving up Bailey Ritchie and number 5 moves up Danny Boy. So at the line now it's number 2 moving up one space. And number 5 Danny Boy. But someone in the Derby, national flag. This is the official flag. The official ceremony is about to commence. As we parade the owners or the jockeys and the horses around the outside of the...
This was the climax of the racing. For earlier in the week, they had auctioned off the horses. Some went as high as $400. And all the money then went into a pot that would be given to the winner of this race. And it amounted to somewhere over $1,900. There was also a prize, a monetary prize, to be given to the best owner jockey costume. As you can see, there's a lot of wild ones.
6 on feet. 6 on feet. Okay. 6 on feet. I'm reading from here. What's $40 a straight? Oops. You're right. Now what we're going to do is bring the horses and the jockeys down here, please. All the way down here. Ladies and gentlemen, number 1, coming out of the starting gate. Top gun. Going down the left. Towards the turn. This time it's number 1 moving up one space, Top Gun. And number 3 moves up, Baby Ritchie. Number 6, number 4 moving up one space, and number 5 moves up, Danny. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Number 3 moves up one space. Baby Ritchie. Number 6 moves up, what's the matter you? There's now number 4 moving up one space. What's the matter? Get a double for number 6 moving up 2 spaces. There's a 2-horse race. There's number 1 moving up 2 spaces. Number 4 moving up one space. What's the matter? Number 6. What's the matter you? There's number 1 top up. There's number 1 space. There's number 5 moving up one space. And number 3. There's Baby Ritchie. There's number 4 moving up one space. And number 3 moving up one space. Number 2. Also, 5 moving up one space down there. There's number 3 moving up one space now. And there's number 4 moving up with number 1.
This was an ice carving demonstration. They brought a 300-pound chunk of ice up on the deck, and they carved it, not telling us what it would end up to be. And of course the carving would end up that night as a part of the midnight buffet's decorations.
It's a swan that has changed his mind. It's swan now. And as you see this, showing off AI sculptures. Tell you that.
Walk downstairs.
Wonderful, Tony. It's going to be there for ladies and gentlemen. We're taking some photographs of this, and Tony, the artist, doing a wonderful job there this afternoon. Once again, give a round of applause.
This is the Follies Lounge, which seats up to 1,050, and this is where they hold all the major shows. On this day, there was a kids' talent show.
To show you today. Our first act is Adam, who's 10, and Jason, who's 12. They're from South Carolina, and they're going to do a rap called Paul Revere. Our next act is Nancy, who's 10, and Jeff, who's 12. They come all the way from Missouri, and they're going to do a skit for us called The Pickpocket.
I got your toothbrush. I got the dog. I got your computer. I got the wallet. I got your touchdown. I got your underwear.
Guys, our next act is Leah. She's a 6-year-old little girl from South Carolina, and she's going to sing Little Bo Peep for us.
Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep and doesn't know where to find them. Leave them alone and they'll come home, wagging their tails behind them.
Boy from Massachusetts, and he's going to do a little dance to a song called Sea Cruise. She's 10 years old from Kansas City, and she's going to do a tap dance to a song called Cute.
This is the Music Man Lounge, and it's one of the ones that lounges. It goes to about 1:30 a.m. Lots of dancing. This is where the ship's photographer displays the photos that they take during the events. You can purchase them at $5 each. These are individual photos that we're taking of the delightful people at our dining table. This is a photo of Lois and myself at one of the activities. There was a midnight buffet each evening in the main dining room, and it became a feast not only for the eyes, but for the stomach. And on this evening, they presented a gala midnight buffet. It was really a pageant of delicious dishes, superbly done. It took the chef and his crew over 300 hours to prepare.
Decided on a figure, it takes them between 15 to 20 minutes for each piece. Many of you probably saw the very talented and professional ice carving demonstration that was done for you this afternoon up by poolside.
God.
This evening's buffet, you will find a magnificent ice carving of a dragon, and alongside this particular piece you will find our executive chef, Mr. Helly, and his first assistant, Mr. Daniello. These two gentlemen have been responsible for the supervision of this magnificent display this evening, and also for all the food that you've been served whilst on board. So if anybody has any questions regarding any of the items on display, or any of the food that they've been served whilst on board, I'm sure our executive chef and his assistant will be very happy to answer these for you. Ladies and gentlemen, everything on display this evening as edible. These include some of the very pretty flower arrangements that you'll see in the centre of this evening's buffet. But these are in actual fact vegetables such as carrots, turnips, etc. They're made into their various flower shapes, and some of them are dyed using artificial food colourings. Also, ladies and gentlemen, the white sculptures that you'll see situated throughout the buffet this evening, including the magnificent carving that we have of the Statue of Liberty. These are made from, and each week here on board, our executive chef and his team, they do create a unique buffet for the pleasure of our passengers, but in doing so, this also allows them to use the skills that they have to the full. Just to give you.
Well, after all that food, we better get out on the deck. Of course, this is the next day. And by the way, 3.5 times around the ship was 1 mile. That shows you how big the ship is. This was a ship that was going the opposite direction when we were heading for Miami. Let's listen to the captain now tell us about where we're at.
This is your captain speaking. The time is now 11:50 and our position is 14 nautical miles to the coastline of Cuba, which we have on the port side. At 2 p.m. this afternoon, we will be closer to Cuba. At that time, we will be 7 miles to the coastline. For those of you who look up the position on the map, the position is north 22 degrees and 17 minutes. West 77 degrees and 23 minutes. Since Miami, we have now sailed in total 797 nautical miles, or in statute miles, 2066. Since St. Thomas, we have sailed 743 nautical miles, same as 854 statute miles. 86 miles to sail. So when we get back to Miami, we will have sailed together for 2,400 statute miles. Wind direction for the time being, east, force about 20 knots. Last night we made an average speed of 17 knots. Height of the sea is approximately 5 to 7 feet. The air temperature is 83 degrees Fahrenheit, same as 28 centigrade.
A few comments about this ship. Lois and I both found it to be extremely stable. We had seas as high as 10 feet, and yet we had no perceptible rocking action. Our cabin was on the second deck. However, we found that to be true wherever we went in the ship, even up to the lounge on the 14th deck. The ship, we were told, does have 4 stabilizers. It also has variable pitch propellers, and I think all of this contributed to ride. Another amazing thing is the lack of congestion on this ship. On our cruise, there were over 2,000 passengers, and you expect to be standing in lines. We didn't. There was shows. It was extremely well organized in all the events. A great job by the Royal Caribbean staff. And so it's coming to the end of our trip, and let's go down to the Follies room.
Which of course is the final day of the cruise. I don't really need to remind you of that, but we have got a lot of things in store for us today, so hopefully it will seem like more than just one day. In fact, to remind you of some of the highlights for the day, I'd like to run down the cruise compass and tell you of some of the events that we feel you shouldn't miss during the afternoon. First of all, bingo. First of all, pool games. Up on deck, we're going to have some crazy t-shirt competition this afternoon. Please wear your t-shirts along to that if you have a crazy t-shirt. And also, of course, it's the teeny weeny bikini competition. Now, that is in fact just to get your attention. It's really, ladies, if you've got any of those nice new designer bathing suits that are now quite fashionable, please wear them. If you do have a teeny weeny bikini, then of course you can wear that as well. Then we have this afternoon, or in fact up till 4 o'clock, we ask you to return any books that you may have from the library. So if you have borrowed books, please return them so that we can get them back to the library and get them sorted out in time for tomorrow's cruise. Also this afternoon, a highlight is, of course, as you just heard from a gentleman over here, the Bingorama. Somebody's going to win probably around $5,000 today in cash prize. That's enough for another cruise for 2 people in the future. So that's Bingorama. It's got to go today. It didn't go yesterday. Sometimes it does. But it's still up there for grabs. And that's got to go today in here. So come and get a seat quick. 4 o'clock it starts. Then following that, in here we have our passenger talent show, which is always fun. That's where your fellow passengers will come up and do something for you. We don't quite know what yet, but do come in and watch it. Then tonight we have a farewell show to all of you from all of us on board the ship, crew staff and the entertainers who are around the ship. Some closing times that you must be aware of, and very important to you, is the fact that they will be closing the gift shops tonight. The gift shops will close at 10 o'clock. Sale out in the French Cafe this afternoon, and they will have some very good buys. In fact, some of the items will be reduced as much as 50%. Also, if you haven't finished filling up your liquor quota, then I've been asked to tell you they have some very good buys on liquor, and they also have some good buys on Crystal, Yadro, and Gucci. Gucci, it's all the same to me. Okay, so they'll be selling that in the gift shop. I don't believe that happened. Okay, now talking about liquor, there was a couple aboard the ship and they decided to entice their friends into having a toga party. So on the final day, they all got, in the evening, they all got dressed in the sheets from their beds. That's all they put on, just the sheets. And they packed their cases and put the cases outside the door, and then they went off on their party. Well, at the end of the night, they came back to the cabin, they'd had a few drinks, they went straight to bed with just the sheets on. Woke up in the morning to get dressed, but of course, the cases weren't there. They were outside the door, so they thought. But they went outside the door to get them, and they'd gone. They'd already gone downstairs to deck number 1, which is where they'll be taken tomorrow morning. So there they were with just the sheets on. So they had to run downstairs all the way down to deck number 1, and when they got there, would you believe that the cases had already gone ashore? So then they had to run all the way back up to deck number 4, where the gangway was, with just these sheets on, walked off the gangway, down the pier, onto the waterfront. And as they got down there was a great big gust of wind, and they were 2 sheets to the wind. It wasn't worth it, was it? Got your point? But I'm trying to make is remember to leave out the clothing that you want to wear tomorrow. Luggage will be taken care of for you. You won't lose it. You reclaim it when you leave the ship, and I'll tell you about that in a moment. Let's move on now to the Customs Declaration form. This is of 3 companies, and this is how it goes. These are the people that you should tip at the end of the cruise. The room steward, the guy who's taking care of your room throughout the entire cruise, his recommended tip is $3 per person per day. Then the dining room waiter, you know him by now of course, his recommended tip is also $3 per person per day. The busboy who assisted your waiter, his recommendation is $1.50 per person per day. Next come your head waiters, who have been very important to your particular section. They've been overseeing the service you receive and helping you decide sometimes on what you're going to order, and they also of course cooked you or made for you and prepared for you those special desserts like the low-calorie Jubilees, Cherries Jubilee. But they also should be remembered at the end of the cruise. The guideline I give to you is somewhere between the waiter and the busboy. Then the dining room manager, you can extend a gratuity to them if you wish to at the end of the cruise. Of course, that's Paolo and Manuel, you know them by now. And the wine waiters, the bow station, and the bar waiters can all be given a gratuity at the end of the cruise if you haven't done it on a daily basis. Now, the other people you should tip, the ones that you cannot and must not tip at the end of the cruise, are the ones in the white pants, with the blue shirt, and the white stripe around the centre. You cannot tip us, unfortunately, because we are on salary and we are paid weekly, very weekly, so you cannot tip us. But our tip is to know that you've had the vacation of a lifetime, as we hoped at the beginning of the tour, that they can say thank you to you personally. People at this time in the cruise think to themselves, but hey, I haven't seen any envelopes this cruise. You will see envelopes tonight. In fact, you won't be able to get into your cabin because of envelopes. They will be stacked up this high behind the doorway. They will be under the toilet seat, behind the mirror, in your underwear. In fact, you haven't seen your cabin steward too much this week. He was trained when he first joined the company to not get in your way. And so when you're in the cabin, he stays outside. He's always there if you need him. But when you leave the cabin, he rushes in and makes it up. I don't know how they do it. I think they sleep under the beds. But they do that. But tonight you will see your cabin steward, I guarantee you. He will be laid out across the doorway to your cabin with a mouthful of envelopes. So you will get envelopes one way or the other. People say, when's the best time to do the tipping? Do it tonight. That way they get a good night's sleep before they go back to Miami. All right, to close now. Please, would you spend just a couple of minutes with me while I discuss something important to all of us. I'm not going to tell you how to fill this form out, but I'm just going to explain to you the form in brief. It is a Royal Caribbean Cruise Line comment card form. I started working with this company 11 years ago back on the Nordic Prince, and that was my home for 5 years. I left the company for 3 years, so I've worked for a total of 8 years with the company, and I'm very proud to work with them because I really believe that they have their priorities in the right place, and that is that you, the passengers, are the most important thing. And that's of course correct, because without you, we ain't going anywhere. These are the crew staff aboard the Sovereign of the Seas, led by Gillian, Vicky, Monica, Kathy, also Brenda, Katrina, our first-person manager, Jamie Dawes, his assistant, Shelley Gold, then we have Brian Rapp, John Blair, our hostess, Teresa Clark, Bill Williak, we got Robin, Jen, Steve Hyde, and finally Tracy Eunex making up the crew staff. Okay, you know, a lot of people here today, I saw that. Now, these are the crew staff aboard the ship, and they're the only people you're rating down there at number 7, and myself. We hope that you've enjoyed the cruise. I speak on behalf of all of us. Our main aim was to see that you had a vacation of a lifetime. We've tried to see you all, to get to know you all. It's very hard on a ship of this size to get to know you personally, but at least we hope we've met you with a smile in the passageways. And we hope you enjoyed your cruise, and we hope to see you back in the future. But also, your crew staff entertained you last night, and tonight we have got a great show. We've got a farewell show where all of us will be in it. We have some fun and some surprises for you, and our entertainers on board the ship will join us. And in fact, please do not fill out your card or don't hand it until you've finished watching everything. So come along to the show, bring your cards with you. In fact, we'll happily fill them out at that time. But I'd like to bring out some more people now that joined us in the entertainment, which is what you have down here at number 6, the entertainment on board. To refresh your memory, what you had on board the ship entertainment, I'd like to bring some of the people out. First of all, a very important part of the entertainment is music. And one group of people that I'd like to give a applause to is the Filipino group called the Rosario Strings, who play that wonderful music in the dining room, down in the central area, always a nice sound, and creating and helping the ambience in the central. Thank you very much. And then, of course, we had wonderful music by the Paul. Last night I listened to a great band, a Calypso band called Cruise Control from Barbados. And here they are. And of course, upstairs in the Music Band Lounge, we have music by the What You Need Show Band featuring Brooks Paxton, who will be presenting a farewell show tonight for you. And of course, we also have music at the piano bar with Miss Charlotte Champagne. Are you there? Come on down here, Charlotte. Piano bar music and the Spooner Bar. We also had two great shows presented by the Miller Roost. Oh, Destiny, come on down here. Destiny, skip, I didn't see you there. Yeah, all right. Destiny, unfortunately they're leaving us tomorrow, but they've been doing a wonderful job in the Phineas Rainbow Lands as well. Thank you. And also we had, of course, two shows, Bodacious Royale, two-follow show presented by the Miller Roost Dancers, featuring the magic of Peter and Carol and the song styles of Barbara Porteous. That was on Sunday night and, of course, Wednesday night. Then we had entertainers who left our ship, unfortunately. They left us in St. Thomas, and that was, of course, the ventriloquist. We had David Morgan and Chucky at the beginning of the cruise, the two singers, Tony Sandler and Ralph Young. Then at the end of the cruise, a gentleman I've always had a pleasure to introduce, because I enjoy working with him and having him on board the ship, a great singer. You enjoyed him twice, Hal Frazier. Always a delight to have on board. And, of course, last night we had the company of Kelly Monteith as well. There's been a lot of entertainment around the ship. We ask you to take it all into consideration when you're rating number 6. And remember, once again, everybody has different tastes. You know, different people go to different movies, people go to different shows, and so we try to offer something for everybody. And we've hoped that we've succeeded. And do come along to our show tonight, please, our farewell show. On behalf of everybody up here, I close by saying thank you for being a wonderful group throughout the entire cruise. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon, and we look forward to seeing you around the ship. Thank you.
This is the disco. When the Music Man Lounge shuts down at 1:30 a.m., the action naturally moves up to this disco, which is called the Anything Goes Disco. There's dancing there to the top 40 discs until about 3 a.m. It's on the Commodore deck, which is the 9th deck up. We've walked through the entry area, and there is a bar, and as you walk around that you come up to a point where you can see the dance floor. And let me tell you, at night this place is jumping and the lights are flashing, and oh, it's an exciting place. Lois and I came up here one night and we had a great time. This, of course, is where the DJ does his thing. The disco will accommodate 330 patrons. Boy, it's quiet now, but you wait till tonight. Wow. And now we'll head down in one of the 18 elevators to the Schooner Bar. This is a very relaxing lounge. It has a piano bar and is outfitted with very soft tones. Now let's go on over to Finnegan's Rainbow Lounge. This lounge seats somewhere around 550 and is used for afternoon and evening dancing to the tunes of the 40s and 50s. Very delightful place. Now on to an intimate, quiet nook, which is a champagne bar, where they have champagne and caviar. Delightful place. Now we're back to the Centrum, and we'll get on one of those elevators and show you what it looks like when you're looking forward to the Centrum. Here we are. That's nice music, but let's head to the dining room for lunch.
Fish, stroganoff, chicken. This, of course, is the lunch. The fish. The fish stroganoff. The stroganoff. Thank for you, Mom.
Yes, I have the asparagus test.
Yes.
Maybe that helps.
Now to the sun deck for the Teeny Weeny Bikini Contest. Wait till you see this.
Here's going to
close touch. There you go, to the left. That's it. Hit him off the pose. There you go, hold it. That's it. No, yeah. Cindy's wearing a bit less. Itsy Bitsy is right. It's one of those new wave suits, color coordinated with blue, lime green, and fluorescent colors and a black base. Of course, this comes. Hold it. That's it. No, yeah. Cindy's wearing a bit less. Itsy Bitsy is right. It's one of those new wave suits, color coordinated with blue, lime green, and fluorescent colors and a black base. Of course, this comes all the way from Pennsylvania, strapless on top, and she shines today, folks. There it is. Cindy from Orlando taking around once again. You get over to the side here, Cindy. Please hit one of those muscle poses for us. There you go. Slide up pumps and the string. Oh, Nancy. Where is the back, Nancy? Okay, so it's black. Zebra stripe with guitars in, cut in the back. Carter from Georgia. With an easy access wrap in the front. But I don't know, it looks like some strange material and it's swell when it gets wet. There we go, muscle pose, nice job. Yes, it looks like a positive swimsuit. Actually, folks, this is just body pose when it comes off in the water. Muscle pose, there she goes. This is an digital contest, Jerry, there she goes. Get the two-tone swimsuit, the crisscross design, a little ruffle in the front, there you go. Hit the muscle. There she goes. There they are. This is Lee. That's Rachel. This is
These little girls won the contest, and now on to bingo.
Over $4,000. Maybe now's a good time to tell you a little about myself. I like it when you hit me, Mildred. In the O column, look for number 61, 62, 67, or 71. 71. Good bingo! Anybody else? Going once. Going twice. Sold to Mildred from California, who's so excited she's got tears running down her legs. All right, Mildred from California. Now, I could just hand you the money, but this is the world's largest cruise ship, Millie. I got to give you a choice. Do you want the money, or do you want what Shelley has in the box? Or do you want what's behind the curtain? What do you want? Is there a good-looking... Mildred, with this money, you don't need to worry about it. That was just John. She's going to take the money. Jamie, how much money is it? $4,354.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sounder of the Seas Passenger Talent Show. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, early evening, whatever you wish. Unfortunately, since he did say I have in my room. There's an envelope, the Sovereign of the Seas pen, and the Sovereign of the Seas letterhead. Now, Paulie's primary purpose is to look at you with a very sincere expression on her face and tell you whether there's any handwriting at all, particularly that a rhyme on that stationery. Is there, Paulie?
No.
Have we ever done this before? For my hands, pass it below the level of my knees so that Kelly is holding on to one shoulder. All right, we're in a hurry. Have a great trip and a safe one home.
Ladies and gentlemen.
He'd say, who's your best friend and why am I? And I'll remember that saying until the day I die. I know that life is short for me.
Here we are out on the deck, a nice cool breeze, and the sun is slowly setting in the west. As we near the end of our cruise, we can't help but think about all the neat things that's happened on this cruise. It really has been a great 7 days for Lois and I, and adding to our enjoyment was the friends we made. We're so thankful to have had as dinner partners Colleen and Carl from San Jose, California, David and Teresa from Sewell, New Jersey, and standing behind them is Diana and Mike from Sarasota, Florida. Again, it's been a great cruise and a wonderful vacation.